The trial is underway for two Colorado police officers charged in the death of Elijah McClain. In August 2019, McClain, a black man, was stopped by police while walking home from a convenience store. During the stop, one of the officers says he believed McClain reached for a gun. McClain was then put in an apparent chokehold. Minutes later, paramedics arrived and gave him an ultimately lethal dose of the sedative ketamine. It was later revealed that McClain was unarmed. Both the restraint the police officers used and the sedative administered have since been banned. A jury has now been seated in the trial involving two of the officers, and one has been fired. Two other officers and two paramedics allegedly involved in the incident were suspended without pay. All have pleaded not guilty to the charges. NBC News correspondent Trymaine Lee is following this story for us. Trymaine, first walk us through what happened in court today.
Clay, you mentioned part of it. A jury has finally been seated in this case, and opening arguments are scheduled to begin today. According to the courts, they should be beginning after lunchtime. They're in Central Time, so it could be underway as soon as now.
With all that said, what's next for the other officer as well as the two paramedics who've also been charged in this case?
That's right. It certainly has been a highly anticipated case ever since 2020. The killing was in 2019, but it really caught steam in 2020. And so this trial should take it's expected to last about a month. And then in October, the third officer, Nathan Woodyard's trial is scheduled to begin. And then after that, in November, the two paramedics, including those who actually pumped young Elijah McClain's body with ketamine.
And Trymaine, unfortunately, you've covered a lot of cases like this. What's the community response been so far now that the trial has begun?
You know, unfortunately, in America, we've seen so many cases similar to this. Unarmed black man or black woman in particular killed by police. And for a long time, there wasn't even a hint of what many would consider justice. Cops aren't charged, let alone arrested. In this case, to have three officers arrested and charged and have two paramedics, first responders, also charged, it is actually, for many people, justice in motion. And so certainly for Elijah McClain's family and those who have supported this case all along against these officers and first responders, this is a day, it's an important day, the start of something very meaningful for their family.
Yeah, we know you'll stay on this one. Trymaine Lee, thanks so much.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.